small clearing tucked secretly away in the woods on the outskirts of Harper, Texas. It is Halloween night, 1931. Trees abound in the area and hang above in an almost sinister way. Here we see Clara. She sits on the ground at the base of a large oak, absorbed in a book she is reading, a bag with even more books next to her. Elton enters from the opposite side. He is dressed simply but has dirt covering his clothes. Elton notices her reading her book, oblivious to his presence. He stops and observes her for a moment. A smile comes over him. He wipes his hand on his blue jeans and takes one step toward her when she calls out.
Who's there?
Elton freezes but does not answer. Clara does not turn around.
By heaven, I charge thee, speak.
It's me, Clara.
What art thou that usurps this time of night?
What?
Clara turns to face Elton, a wicked and playful smile on her face.
What art thou that usurps this time of night?
What are you saying?
Hamlet, dummy, when Horatio first sees the ghost.
Oh,
You haven't read it, have you?
well,
Miss Collins said there would be a quiz over Act 1 on Monday.
why would I read it when you can tell me all about it?
No.
You read so pretty.
You are a twit, and I will do no such thing. I don't cheat.
I can't understand it. Even when I read it out loud, I'm just bumping gums.
It's written in English.
Some of it may
We're
be.
reading it for
It
English
sure doesn't
class.
sound like English to me. I don't even know what that means.
Huh, the council rests, Your Honor.
You're one strange girl.
I'd like to think I'm unique.
Elton steps closer, hoping to catch a glance at her book.
Is it any good?
As a matter of fact, it is. I'm already on Act 5.
Gee, some crow. We're only supposed to read the first act.
I know.
How many acts are there?
I guess you'll never know.
I don't have time to read it.
And I don't have time to explain it.
Clara turns back around and reopens her book.
Come on, Clara. It's been a tough day.
It did take you a little longer than normal.
His family, they had a hard time leaving. I didn't want to be insensitive.
They were pretty shaken up.
Yeah,
The whole town was shaken up. I think most everyone in Harper attended.
sure looked like it.
There were people there I'd never even seen before.
I'd say no, Mr. Bart was a good man, if you didn't already.
I saw a woman who chilled me to the bone. She was standing over by the Nichols family. Did you see her?
I don't think so.
I noticed her during Pastor Hendrick's eulogy. She caught me staring. Her eyes. I nearly jumped out of my skin. You don't think it was the same woman?
No, I don't. It couldn't be. How could it be if I didn't see her? She scared you that much, huh?
I never want to see her again.
Pastor Hendricks had some nice things to say about Miss Bart.
The journal did a really kind writing of him, too.
Clara reaches into her bag and pulls out a folded up newspaper.
What's it say?
Samuel Barton Murdoch, age 44, went to be with the Lord on the evening of October 23rd, 1931. Mr. Bart, as most everyone referred to him, was born June 14, 1887, in the neighboring town of Booth, Texas. At the age of 20, following the death of his father, Mr. Bart planted his roots in the town of Harper. He founded Murdoch Kerosene, selling straight from the bed of his old pickup truck. Over the years, the business expanded, and in 1917, Mr. Bart initiated a resurgence in the town through his vision for the future of education. He personally oversaw construction of the Harper Public School and the Harper City Library. In 1909, he married Sandra Pittman, and together they had 4 children. Want to hear how he died?
No, ma'am, I do not. Stop being so morbid.
Accolade, accolade, accolade. In 1929, Murdoch Kerosene, the business Mr. Bart created, was burned to the ground by the infamous murder of Quentin Ward. Even after such chaos, Mr. Bart never lost sight of the larger picture of this town. We truly lost a pioneer of epic standards.
And in the end, I was the last one with him.
Elton,
Clara stands and crosses to Elton.
Life is funny like that, you know? The man was richer than the Vanderbilts, got invited to the White House, town hero since creation, and I'm the one who put him in the ground. It shouldn't be that way.
you're Elton Walker, Harper's resident gravedigger. Of course it should be that way.
I shouldn't be his final bookend. I'm nobody in this town. Some days I wish I could just pick up and go, get while the game's good, you know?
Where would you go?
Anywhere. San Antonio's not far. You could come with me.
Me? With you? Nuh-uh. You're nobody in this town.
It's the truth.
No, Sonny, you're wrong.
Is that right?
It just so happens that I have a copy of the Harper Journal with some very revealing information, hot off the press.
You have a what?
I have the ability to see into your future. Haven't you heard?
Oh, the town speaks of nothing else.
Yes, so I've heard. They call me a witch. They call me cursed.
But they do.
As it turns out, I have quite an advanced copy of the Harper Journal with... What's this? Your obituary?
You really are a limit.
Do I dare bring these details to light?
If you must.
Elton Tyler Walker, the only son of Mr. and Mrs. Eli Walker, born February 9, 1915 in Harper, Texas. Around the time of Black Tuesday, Elton took on the role of the town's gravedigger, digging the graves for some of the worst people the town of Harper had ever seen, including Mr.
You can
Coyne.
skip that.
Let's see. Elton soon left Harper for San Antonio, Texas, and quickly rose to fame as an actor, embodying the tortured
Oh,
role
come
of...
on.
I'm just reading what's here.
Where does your mind cover such nonsense?
Shall I skip some more?
Please do.
After being burned by the footlights and wanting to settle down, he turned to writing, where introspection and reflection led to a number of best-selling novels about his time as a town gravedigger.
I can really spell my own name.
The novels were a turning point in his life, landing a small-town boy with critical acclaim, success, and the once thought unachievable goals, spelling his own name.
Cute.
I thought so.
Where's the good stuff?
The good stuff?
Yeah. Who do I marry? How do I die?
Oh, you mean that good stuff.
What else is there?
Well, it says here you married your high school sweetheart, but it doesn't give a name. Yes.
There are so many.
Oh, then it should be no surprise how you died.
Clara.
This is actually much shorter than I first thought.
Tell me.
You'd like to know how you died or who you married?
Yes.
No, that's just more cheating.
Because I think you know the truth.
Oh, you think so?
You're the town witch, aren't you?
Did I look like a witch?
No.
Clara wraps her arms around him.
But then again, I'm
Careful.
only joking.
They smile warmly at each other. Clara puts her head on his chest. They stay this way for just a moment. Elton reaches into his back pocket and we see a hint of a gold chain.
Listen,
Did you
Clara.
hear that? It's that crisp air. Autumn air. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Firewood, a hint of cinnamon, wrapped up in unforgiving cold breeze. There's a moment each year when it comes around. I love that smell and that feeling more than anything.
How come?
It's changed. It's the last gasp of spring and summer. Everything new and fresh has to be erased so that it can be recharged and born again.
Clara has now moved away from Elton and is focused on the trees above her. Elton returns the chain back to his pocket.
And you love this more than anything.
It's how you know All Hallows Eve is coming.
You mean Halloween?
I prefer the more traditional name.
What about it?
It's only the most important holiday of the year.
What's so important about it?
What's so important about it?
That's what I said.
It's when all the spirits of the ones we've lost can come back. The veil between us and the spirit realm is at its thinnest. Meaning, we can finally connect once again to those who left us too early. I know people like Zachary and Thomas Monroe think it's just a night to play pranks on their neighbors, but it means so much more to people like us.
I've always preferred Christmas myself.
Don't you think it's possible?
Clara, we've been over this before.
You've told me 1,000 times you'd like to talk to your mother one last time.
sure.
Wouldn't it be nice if it were possible?
It would.
I think I might have finally found a way to reach out to them.
Not this again.
Yes, this again.
There's nothing but trouble waiting at that end of kind of searching.
I found a very old book with ways to bring someone back.
Clara, no.
Just listen. It can't be done alone.
Enough.
Just listen, will you? The book says that on All Hallows Eve, A simple phrase is said with a group of people and one who loves the group here.
A simple phrase?
Yes.
Like the phrase you were muttering the night they found you sitting next to your sister's body?
Elton, I told you. I was trying to bring her back and it didn't work. This
Clara Bird.
book gives me quite a bit of hope. Now it says
You've got to stop this obsession.
So you're saying you wouldn't want your mother to know how much you love her?
Yes, but Clara, my mother's not coming back, and neither is your sister.
Clara turns away. Elton can tell he has crossed too far.
Now, I spent my fair share of time with the deceased. My first few digs, I was scared and uncomfortable. My dreams were filled with hands emerging out of the soil and grabbing my ankles, pulling me down as punishment for burying someone who didn't deserve it. But what I have come to realize is that no one can outsmart death. They go into the ground and that's it. There is no coming back.
You're talking about people's bodies, but what about their souls?
It's Pastor Henrich's job to answer. It's a bit outside my pay grade.
Clara runs to Elton and hugs him.
I miss my sister. I miss her so much.
I know you do.
You're the only person I have loved in this world.
Here you go, being morbid again.
Thou art the grave where buried love doth live.
What?
Thou art the grave where buried love doth live. Shakespeare's 31st sonnet.
Will that be on the quiz Monday too?
No, dummy. Something I read that made me think of you.
Always reading more than what's assigned. What's wrong with you?
He writes the most beautiful words. You want to hear the rest?
Do I have a choice?
No.
All right.
Elton crosses to the tree where Clara was sitting and plops down on the ground.
Proceed.
Thou art the grave where buried love doth live. Hung with the trophies of my lovers gone.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
Your lovers?
Not that kind of lovers. He means family. The family members I have loved.
Oh,
May I proceed?
once more from the top.
Thou art the grave where buried love doth live. Hung with the trophies of my lovers gone, who all their parts of me to thee did give. That dew of many now is thine alone. Their images I loved, I view in thee, and thou all they hast all the all of me.
A little so gruesome for my taste.
I love you, Elton Walker.
I love you, Clara.
They kiss. It is brief but heartfelt. Elton shivers.
I think I feel that wind you were talking about. Let's say we get out of here.
There's a Halloween party in the town square tonight. You want to join me?
Don't you mean All Hallows Eve?
Cute.
Well, must the town be there?
Most likely.
I saw enough of those people today.
But you're the town's gravedigger, and I'm the town witch. What better time to socialize with our fellow man and scare the wits out of them? Please?
Do you promise to behave?
Yes, sir. I've got a pumpkin in the jack-o'-lantern contest. I need to see what my competition looks like this year. Please.
All right. But I'll need to run home and freshen up.
Thank you, Elton.
Now you go on home and I'll be by a little later.
Don't take too long.
I'll try not to.
Clara exits, very excited about the night to come. Elton watches her go. When she is out of sight, Elton glances around him and pulls out a golden pocket watch with a chain from his back pocket. He opens it up and listens to it tick.
Who's there?
Elton waits for a response but hears nothing else. He quickly returns the pocket watch to his back pocket. Slowly from the shadows, we see Amethyst. She does nothing more than stare at Elton, who does not notice her presence. Exit Elton. We are now outside of the Walker house. We find Eli Walker, father of Elton, sitting on his porch in a rocking chair. A bottle sits at his feet, turned over. He holds another bottle in his hand. His hair and clothing are greasy. Enter Elton.
Where you been, boy?
Doing my job, sir.
The funeral was over nearly 3 hours ago.
There are lingerers.
You getting weak?
Sir?
It's only 6 feet of dirt. You can't blame the shovel for taking too long. It's that Clara girl, ain't it?
What about
She's making you soft. Putting a hex on you, I can see.
it? Yes, sir. She's put a spell on me for sure.
Elton walks to the front door, but Eli reaches out and grabs him by the arm.
Don't get smart with me, boy. Your mother developed that same mouth. I thought surely I had whipped it out of you, but Them jeans is strong.
Take your hands off of me. You're drunk.
That's pretty bold. Remember, your mommy ain't here to protect you no more. She's in the ground, just like that Mr. Bart you buried today.
Didn't see you at the funeral today. Too upset about his death?
Oh, I've just been crying my eyes out.
You used to work for him, right?
As a matter of fact, I did. Worst 6 years of my life. Did you bury him deep?
What?
Don't what me, boy. I said, did you bury him deep?
Yes, sir, I did.
Good. That man deserves to suffocate. Ever since he fired me, it's been nothing but ruin. What'd you get out of it? Do I need to jog your memory? What did you take from him?
Nothing. He didn't have anything on him.
He didn't have anything on.
That's right.
You lying to me?
No, sir, I'm not.
He was the richest man in this godforsaken place. Don't tell me he didn't have anything on him.
That's what I said.
My own flesh and blood. My own child lied right to my face. What did you live off of?
Eli stands and grabs Elton again by the arm. Elton tries to free himself. Eli tries grabbing at his pockets.
Don't hold out on me!
Stop it!
What did you get?
Nothing!
After struggling a bit, Elton shoves himself free, causing Eli to collapse against the porch. Elton stands over him, fuming, disappointed at who his father has become.
You're gonna let your daddy starve?
Maybe it's sober you up.
I'm not drunk.
You're a disgrace.
What do you know?
I know, I'm the only one around here with a job.
We're in a depression. I can't get a job nowhere. No one will hire me.
You're drunk. You pawn the things I pull out of innocent people's graves to pay for your liquor. I know Mom would be ashamed if she saw you like you are now. You never drank when she was alive.
That little she-devil has you wrapped around her finger, hasn't she?
What did you say?
She's got her talents deep in you, boy. Giving you ideas, spouting off to your own father, poisoning your mind. She's cursed, boy. She's got the devil in her.
Don't talk about her like that.
It's the truth. It's as true as the fact that she murdered her sister. Or did she tell you different?
How dare you?
What did she tell you? It was an accident? The boogeyman got her? She's bound to have an answer to everything. But the word around town is, she butchered her.
Elton begins to walk off.
That's it, boy. Run from the truth. Abandon me just like your mother did. Say hello to the witch for me.
Harper Town Square, night. A number of townspeople are congregated around enjoying the festivities of a Halloween party. Miss Collins and Pastor Hendricks are walking far upstage judging a jack-o'-lantern competition. Savannah and her two friends, Emily and Ruth, are standing around looking bored, waiting for some excitement to arise.
Savannah, why do we have to be here? We aren't children anymore.
Agreed.
I thought you liked Halloween. When I was 8.
Yes, Savannah, why are we here? This festival is for kids and old spinsters.
This is the only way I can see Zachary.
Well, this just in. Zachary Monroe is nowhere to be found.
He'll be here.
I'm confused. Why is this the only way you can see him?
My mother, that's why.
What?
I'm on strict orders from my mother to never see that hellion again.
Are you kidding?
Why?
Because I snuck out of the house the other night to see him.
What's new about that?
This time he did something really special.
Oh no. I don't like that word.
Every late night walk is special to Zachary Monroe.
When was this?
Wednesday night, when we had the full day.
Wednesday?
It's Saturday. What gives? Why are we just now hearing about this?
Do you want me to tell you? Or not?
Sorry. Go on.
So, when he said special, I put on my new dress Mama made.
The white one?
Yes.
I like that one.
I know. Her mom did so good with
Can I
it.
please tell my story? Now, we started out like we always do, taking a walk down by the 2-mile place. But because of the full moon that night, we kept walking and ended up crossing out of Farmer Crane's land.
Naughty, naughty.
Ruth, hush. So what happened next?
He helps me over the barbed wire.
How dangerous.
How
He
chivalrous.
says he wants to show me a special spot.
Here we go with the special
Oh
again.
Lord, I feel vapors coming on.
The girls attempt to silence Emily. We see Miss Collins and Pastor Hendricks glancing over at them.
She's a girl, Emily.
What?
Don't be Pastor Hendricks told me about my love life.
You even hear me?
The rest of Harper on the other
She's a
hand.
pro yourself, Ruth.
Cut it out.
Sorry. We're sorry. Continue with escapade.
So,
We get down on the ground up against the bushes, and he starts pointing out different constellations that he's learned. Even with the moon as bright as it was, they were so vivid. It was like we were the only ones looking at them that night.
Okay, so what happened next?
Well, we stayed there for a while in the bushes. Kissed.
Again, what's new?
And he wanted me to know that he cared about me, and he wanted to ask if he and I could.
No, you don't mean you and he.
Yes, ladies, we are officially going steady.
Oh my lord! That's fantastic. So is that why your mother's so angry? She won't let you see him because of that?
Oh no, she doesn't know any of that.
Then what?
After he walked me home, I'm walking upstairs, and my mama screams bloody murder.
What? Why?
The bushes we'd been leaning up against were blackberry bushes. The backside of my new white dress was completely stained black. Literally, I swear.
Heads up, 7-Up. Looks like they're coming over.
Pastor Hendricks and Miss Collins begin crossing over to the girls. Just at this moment, Zachary and Thomas Monroe leap out from the shadows and scare the group.
Boo!
Yeah, boo!
Give us all your nickels!
Miss Collins crosses to Zachary and Thomas and pulls off their masks.
Zachary Monroe and little brother Thomas.
Miss Collins and little Pastor Andrews.
Zachary.
I didn't see it there. Fancy meeting you here.
Real fancy. These are some interesting masks.
Oh, interesting isn't the word I'd use, Miss Collins. Downright ghastly, if you ask me.
Ghastly. Other than these girls here, how many other citizens of this town have you terrorized?
Ma'am, I am offended. We merely found these masks abandoned just moments ago, and we're impressed by their craftsmanship. Whoever made these spent a lot of valuable time on them.
Valuable time.
We heard the ear-splitting shrieks of our fellow classmates and suspected grave danger. We donned the masks and rushed over as fast as we could, if only to frighten their attackers away.
Is that true, son?
Their shrieking was loud. Yes, sir.
Very loud.
I am honestly glad to find you and the teacher protecting them. What brings you out tonight?
As well as to make sure that no shenanigans take place, we happen to be judging the jack-o'-lantern contest.
And some mighty fine jack-o'-lantern we have this year. Don't you think, Pastor Hendricks? Which one did you like the best?
Well,
Now, before you answer, my brother Thomas here has his own jack-o'-lantern in the running.
In the running.
I see.
So, I want you to think real hard about all of those grinning faces and tell me which one really made an impression on you.
Now, Zachary, you know it's customary for the winner to be announced in the Harper Journal the morning after the Halloween festival.
Right, sure, but a little insider information never hurt no one.
Never hurt no one. Never hurt anyone. Pick yourself up a copy of the journal in the morning just like everyone else.
Oh, come on, Miss Collins.
You and your brother will find out the results tomorrow, just like I will find out Monday how well all of you understand the first act of Hamlet. Your silence is not very comforting. Zachary, I trust you've already begun reading it?
Well, you see,
We have Miss Collins.
We have?
Yes, ma'am. I've been helping Zachary read. He's quite the performer.
I'm what?
Is that right?
Yes, he likes to read the part of Hamlet aloud. He's very convincing.
I'll have to remember that. You know, our theater teacher, Mrs. Huckel, and I have been discussing the possibility of staging a production of Hamlet in the spring. Perhaps that's something you're interested in, Zachary.
Drama club? No, thank you.
Oh, well then, if that doesn't interest you, we're always looking for volunteers to read from the good book during Sunday morning services. Though it has been some time since I've seen you or your family in the pews.
Time's been tough, Pastor.
Real tough.
What with the depression and all.
Well, I understand. These are challenging times for all of us.
That being said, I hope you all have been reading the assigned text.
We've been reading it. Honest.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how about this? How about a little insider information regarding the quiz on Monday?
That would be wonderful.
Now, mind you, the following may or may not be on the quiz. Tell me, which character materializes as a ghost at the beginning of the play?
You never told me there were ghosts in this play.
Read, read, read!
It's a little difficult to understand, Miss Collins.
If you want help, I would suggest speaking to your fellow classmate, Clara Burke. She's been coming in daily to discuss the play.
Clara Bird? You mean Clara the Witch?
Zachary Monroe.
Do not call that poor girl a witch.
But that's what she is, Miss Collins.
I refuse to hear such nonsense. You can't possibly believe those nasty rumors.
I do, and I'll tell you what.
Absolutely not. I'm ashamed of you, of all of you. You should all leave that poor girl alone. She has been through enough. Now I think it's time for all of us to be heading home. It's late.
I can walk you home if you like, Miss Collins.
That would be lovely. Go home, all of you, and read. The atmosphere is just right for spirits.
The Holy Spirit, you mean?
Good night, students.
Good night, Miss Collins.
Miss Collins and Pastor Hendricks exit.
Did you hear her? She sympathizes with the witch.
And laughs at the pastor's jokes.
I always knew Miss Collins was different.
You're just now realizing that?
Hey, Clara Bird is not that bad.
Not that bad. Not that bad.
What are you talking about?
Clara Bird is about the worst thing to happen to Harper since Prohibition.
Oh, now, Emily. Sweet, sweet Emily. You don't pay attention to Harper history, do you?
What are you talking about?
Shh! Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Shh! Look! Over there.
Zachary grabs a hold of Savannah and points forward.
Do you see that?
What?
Here, stand where I'm standing.
Do we see what?
It's Quentin Ward back from the grave!
He grabs the top of Savannah and Emily's shoulders and mimics electrocution.
Quentin Ward? How stupid do you think we are?
He's there, I see him!
Can we leave now?
What? No.
If he's going to resort to childish Halloween
You're
pranks,
scared of Quentin, aren't you?
she's a pro. The man's dead.
I'm not scared of Quentin Ward.
You should be.
You should be.
Shut your trap, Zachary Monroe. You too, Thomas.
Why?
Why? Because you've set my skin crawling. That's why.
Then you must be near. He's inside the electricity.
Oh, please.
They say he lives in the circuitry now. His soul got zapped into the outlets once he died in a chair. These lights they've got hanging here, he must be on his way to us.
Zachary.
He's coming!
No, he's not.
Oh, yes, he is. He's... Wait, there is someone coming.
This is ridiculous.
No, I'm telling the truth. Someone's coming.
Someone's
Hush,
coming.
Thomas. I'm serious.
Who is it?
I can't quite make them out.
Zachary Monroe, if you...
Hush. I think it's the Gravedigger.
Elton Walker? Now it's really time to leave.
He's with someone.
If it's the gravedigger coming, it's got to be Clara the witch with him.
Well, it's official, ladies and gents. Halloween has arrived.
Let's leave. These two give me the creeps.
Worse than Quentin Ward.
Come on, Savannah. Let's go.
No, we should stay.
And hang around with them? Are you
We
nuts?
can talk to Claire about that dumb play.
Why?
So I don't have to read it, Ruth. Miss Collins said Claire's been coming in every day and asking about it. If we talk to her, we can pass the quiz on Monday.
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to talk to her for like every act. And there's something like 20 acts in that play.
Well, if there are ghosts in it, Miss Clara Bird is the one to ask. That freak knows all about the deceased, and how to mutilate them too, I'm sure.
Enter Elton and Clara. They see the group and hesitate a moment, but Clara pushes forward and joins the group. Happy All Hallows Eve, everyone! Happy Halloween.
Oh. Happy Halloween, Clara. Elton.
Hello.
Looks like we're a little late to the activities.
Oh, no, ma'am. Now that the kitties are gone, we've got two options. Chopping down a telephone pole or lathering up Pastor Hendricks' front porch with Crisco. Which one should we do, Clara? I'd vote the telephone pole, but the girls claim they have access to a heavy supply of Crisco.
He's lying. We're not going to do either of those.
Oh, okay.
Elton, I'm guessing you just came from the cemetery?
Pretty much.
I was real sad to see Mr. Barco.
Me too.
Did it take long to bury him?
Zachary, be nice.
What? Gravedigger is a noble profession. It's a dirty job, but someone has to do it. And Elton here is the man for the job. You put away quite a few, haven't you?
Quite a few.
I guess you could say that.
Some of Harper's biggest and brightest, right?
Fortunately, yes.
You've also put away some of the worst.
Yes,
You buried Quentin Ward, right?
Zachary.
I did.
What was it like?
What?
What was it like?
What was what like?
Putting that bit of evil into the ground.
There wasn't much difference.
Not much difference. The man was the only person in Harper's town history to be put to death. Sheriff Carpenter brought in old Sparky just for him all the way down from San Antonio.
Oh, Sparky.
Strapped him into the electric chair and fried his brains. Lit him up just like you lit up burdock kerosene. An eye for an eye, right, Elton? Any man who burns a building down to the ground and all of his so-called friends inside has it coming for himself. Don't you agree?
It was just a normal 6 feet of dirt.
Well, that's anticlimactic.
Come on, Elton, it's Halloween. Surely you could liven it up a bit.
I don't think I can.
Elton walks away from the group. Clara runs over to him.
Hey, what's the matter?
Why are we here? I don't want to be here with them. Do you?
Believe it or not, I do.
Why? They're a bunch of jerks.
Because I need this. All Hallows Eve is a time to be with others, to experience things with others. I don't have too many people in my life anymore.
You've got me. Isn't that enough?
Yes. Yes, it is. But tonight's a peculiar sort of night.
Okay, then let's just go back to our spot and let it be me and you. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What is it?
I can't tell you now.
Secrets.
I don't want them to hear.
Hey! What are you two lovebirds talking about?
Okay, tell me later, and I promise we won't be here long.
She kisses him quickly on the cheek.
Now go on and make it good. This is my favorite holiday, remember? Make these jerks remember why they're afraid of us.
Elton walks back to the group with Clara following.
So, what did you want to know?
Quentin Ward, give us all the details.
Right. He was one of the first people I buried.
Okay. Anything else?
I remember it was cold when Pastor Hendricks told me to clear a pot for him, and even colder when I began to dig. The ground was real tough that morning, as if the earth itself refused to take him. When it was done, the few people there couldn't get out of the cemetery fast enough. I remember picking up my shovel and feeling ill all of a sudden. Even though I'd seen the pastor, the reporters, and a few family leaving, I felt nowhere near alone. I hopped down into the grave so I could take up.
So you could take what?
So I could take one last look at him.
Why?
That's what my daddy told me to do. Take one last look to make sure he was good and dead.
Can't blame him, but dang. You really did that?
Dang.
Yes.
That's real brave. What do you look like?
Yeah, what'd he look like?
You all saw the picture in the journal.
That was in black and white. You saw him in the flesh.
The charred flesh, you mean? Courtesy of old Spartan.
That's disgusting. Can we please change the subject?
No. Was there anything else that happened?
There was something. Just before I shut the casket, I saw a breath of steam come out of its mouth.
What?
He breathed.
Oh, no.
Must have been some leftover electricity coursing through his veins.
When I saw it, I jumped, and when I landed, my foot wedged itself between the casket and the dirt wall. I couldn't keep my balance, and I fell into the casket with him.
Oh, God.
What did you do?
I panicked. I began thrashing, swinging my arms, trying my hardest to get out of that grave. I managed to get my foot free, but I couldn't get the casket shut. In my fit, his arm was dangling out the side. I put it back as best I could. I stood on the lid, trying to jump out of the grave. With each jump, I just knew the lid was opening beneath me, and Quick was seconds away from grabbing onto my ankles.
God.
Scared out of my mind, I finally grabbed onto the edge, but my hands were freezing and I couldn't get a grip. Fearing eternity here, I made one last jump. And before I could slip back into the clutches of Quick Ward, a hand grabbed my wrist.
Whose hand was it?
Some older-looking woman, a relative of Mr. Ward, I suppose.
You suppose? You didn't ask her name?
I did, but she didn't tell me.
Why not?
What did she say?
Nothing. She just stood there, glaring at me.
Then how did you know?
She had his eyes. Quentin's eyes. The kind that feels like a wild animal staring back at you. She looked me up and down and then back to the grave. She was so close, I thought she pushed me into the grave. Before I could do anything else, she turned and left the graveyard. I shoveled the dirt on as fast as I could and never saw her again.
There was a woman today at Mr. Bart's graveside that really shook me. She had eyes real similar.
So what? This one you saw is related to Mr. Bart too?
No, she couldn't be. Did anyone else see her? I must be going mad. Now missing great ones must not be watched go.
What?
Hamlet.
there a ghost in Hamlet, is that right?
It's one of the first things that you... Have you even read it?
I've read enough to know there's ghosts.
So, 2 pages.
Who's the ghost?
Hamlet's father. He comes back from the grave.
And you really like this play, don't you?
Sure.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Visits from dead family members come back from the grave.
What?
Do you ever wish you hadn't killed your sister?
You take that
Too
back.
bad you slit her throat.
Zachary!
What did the gravedigger do so you could practice speaking in tongues?
That's enough!
Elton rushes up to Zachary and shoves him. Zachary responds quickly with a shove of his own.
Clara the witch!
Don't call her that!
Elton rushes back up to Zachary and another, more violent shoving match begins. The girls attempt to break them up. Thomas joins in, attacking Elton. Clara walks away from the struggle, muttering to herself.
Both of you, stop!
Take it back!
Zachary!
With tensions high and emotions flared, amidst painful screams and shouts, we make a vow we are not scared. Lost spirits, please come out.
What happened to the lights?
Maybe the power went out.
No, the witch said something. What did you say, witch?
Who was that? Let's get out of here.
No! It worked. You can't leave.
What did she say?
You can't break the connection. The veil's been lifted.
Who's
Clara?
that?
Clara, is that you? Rose? It's me, Rose. It's Clara. I'm here.
What is happening, gravedigger? Is this some sort of prank?
It can't be. It can't be.
Clara? Clara, where are you?
I'm here. Can you turn around for me?
Bad idea. Bad idea.
It's so dark. I can hear you, but I can't see you. I'm coming, Rose.
Clara, no, don't go near it.
Who said that? Is that the gravedigger? Yes, Rose, it's Elton. You remember him? He's... Rose? Rose, what are you saying? Clara, get me out of here. Why? They're coming. Who's coming? Clara, you shouldn't have reached out. He's too powerful. Rose?
Tim, Clara, we need to leave right now.
No, I can't leave her.
That's not your sister!
Yes, it is!
Clara runs up to Rose and grabs her by the shoulder, spinning her around.
What is going on?
Rose! You must leave.
Why?
They're coming. They're all coming.
What is it? Don't you see them? The dead are all around.
What are you talking about?
There's no one here!
Clara, go. You must leave.
Why? Rose, who's too powerful?
He's held all our souls hostage. Everyone has been robbed. He comes for you now. He's reached across to your realm.
Who?
Quentin Ward.
We find Eli Walker in the Harper Cemetery. We are 2 years in the past, Halloween of 1929. Eli stands next to the gravestone of his wife.
It was a wonderful service, Helen. It really was. I know Pastor Hendricks said some real nice things about you. I just couldn't seem to focus on any one of them. Oh, Helen. Why'd you have to leave me? Wasn't I good to you? It's been so hard. I never thought I'd be in such a state. First, the market crash, then my job, our land, and now you. My beautiful bride. It just seems as if life is spiraling down the bottomless well. Elton's been brave throughout. I'm proud of him. He's been nothing but strong since you.
Such a shame, Eli.
Jesus, Crook, what are you doing here?
Easy. Just paying my respects to the dead. I hope that's all right.
Of course. Just didn't see you, that's all.
Sincerest apologies. Didn't mean to scare you. Last thing I intended.
I guess I'm a bit on edge tonight.
It's understandable. We lost an angel. We really have.
Thank you.
Ellen Walker. What a beauty. Ha! I wouldn't Troy if it didn't look better himself. How's your boy? How's he looking up?
He's fine.
He's got to do something to the young man. Talk, Frank. You only had the job for, what, a month?
2. She's only the second one he's had to.
Yeah. Who can forget his roots? Those birds just last week. Well, that was a tragedy. Whole bird family crying their eyes out. Well, except that, old one. Why? I really think she killed that poor girl. Poor Elton burying his own mother on Halloween of all days. Here.
It's just another day.
Quentin pulls out a silver flask.
Drink.
Helen didn't like me to touch that stuff.
Oh. All things considered.
Eli stares at the flask. He makes up his mind, crosses to Quentin, and pulls a long swig from the flask.
There you go. What a turnout today.
Yes it was.
Too bad Mr. Bart wasn't here to pay his condolences.
Oh, now don't you start.
One of his employees' wives died.
Former
Say again?
Former employees. You should know you were let go just like me.
Don't matter, he's taken enough from us. The least he could have done.
I don't expect.
Well, I do! He took your job away from you, and because of that, the bank comes in and takes your land, your livelihood. Your wife can't handle the stress, and she takes her own life. Take. Now, I don't appreciate people robbing me blind, and you shouldn't either. This country has been through its fair share of hardships, and the least that someone like Samuel Murdoch can do is climb off his gilded throne long enough to pay his respects.
I know.
I've had it, Eli. I really have. And these little boys have to think.
Quentin,
I don't want to get back at that man. We all do. Everyone is tired of their lives and possessions being taken away, and we think Mr. Bart should experience some of that pain too. There's all the kerosene up in that factory. It wouldn't take much for it to go up. If you catch me.
Quentin! I've just lost my wife. My own son put her in the ground. I don't need this right now.
For more reason to take her revenge. I'm tired of being pushed around, aren't you? I'm tired of being stuck to the heel of the government's boot. I want sanity. I want normalcy. I want life!
And I want to go home. I think you should do the same.
Fed up, Eli begins to exit.
What's it gonna take, Eli? Huh? What's it gonna take to get a rise out of you? When will you push back? Ellen was right. You always have been a coward.
Eli stops and turns back to face Quentin.
What did you say?
Lame dog. No fighting him whatsoever. Her words, not mine. She said you always hide from the truth. Everything and everyone. Lying to the truth. Right in front of your nose.
How did you...
It was a shame, and I mean a real shame to see her put in the ground today. You know, at night, after we finish, I try to convince her to leave you, but you know what? I think she liked the sneaking around.
What? You lie!
No, sir, I do not. Sadly, it got the better of her. The guilt, I mean. She felt attached to you on some spiritual level. I can never understand that. Those pesky vows, I guess.
That's my wife you're talking about.
Well, not anymore. Clearly.
Eli reaches into the pocket of his coat and produces a pistol. He fumbles with it for a minute and then takes aim at Quentin.
Stop! My wife would never.
Well, now you are the liar, sir. Your wife most certainly did. On numerous occasions.
Shaking furiously, Eli looks mad enough to kill.
Hey, now hold on a minute. Is that the coward I've heard so much about? I don't think it is.
I'll shoot you dead.
Them strong words, friend. The death is quite the look it is.
I don't want to hear you talk anymore.
Maybe Helen was wrong. Maybe you do have a taste for revenge.
How dare you say her name?
All this anger shouldn't be directed towards me. Eli, come with us, and we'll let those responsible We only get what they deserve.
Eli can't pull the trigger and is overcome with emotion. Quentin grabs the pistol from his hand.
Tomorrow night, our kerosene goes up in flames. You show up, this pistol will be yours again. Let bygones be bygones. Good night, Eli.
Quentin flashes a smile at Eli and then exits. Harper Town Square, Halloween 1931. We are transported back to the end of Act 1 as if no time has elapsed since we last saw them. All are present except Rose and the dead.
Where did she go?
Yeah, where did she go?
Rose wasn't actually here, was she? Of course not. She died 2 years ago. Then what did I see? Tell me, what did I just see?
It was her. It was Rose. I brought her back.
We need to get out of here.
I brought her back!
It's been fun, Gravedigger, but I think it's time for us to scoot. Come on, girls.
You'll need to leave too. Please come with us.
Savannah, no, are you crazy? Let's get out of here.
Zachary, Thomas, Savannah, Emily, and Ruth exit. Clara and Elton remain.
Clara?
Yes, Elton?
Clara Burke, what have you done?
I brought her back. I brought Rose back to me.
No.
I've tried so many times and finally, I got it right.
What did you do?
I found this.
She pulls out the book she had been reading in the woods.
This brought her back.
Where did you get that?
Today, at the end of Mr. Bart's funeral.
In the cemetery? I never saw it.
That's because it wasn't meant for you.
What?
Once everyone said their piece and Pastor Hendricks dismissed us, that woman I told you about raised her hand and gestured for me to come over to her. I wanted to hightail it out of there as fast as I could, but I found my feet leading me, as if floating right to her. I tried to scream at my feet to stop it. I was in shock. But when I looked up, she was gone. And where she'd been standing, I found this.
And you took it?
She wanted me to have it. She wanted me to be able to commune with the dead.
This doesn't feel right.
Rose was taken from me, Elton. Taken from me far too early. She didn't deserve to die, and I don't deserve to be without her. Don't you see? Don't you understand?
I do, but Clara...
I brought her back!
Clara...
Surely you'd be the person to understand it, to appreciate what I've done.
Nothing good is gonna come from this. Where is she now? Huh? Where is your sister now? Gone in the blink of an eye, just like the night she died.
She's not gone. She's still here. I can feel her. The air is heavy, saturated with her spirit. Now that the veil has been lifted, it won't be too difficult to do again.
Clara,
What?
why on earth would you do it again?
Please. I can do this, and I want you to be happy for me.
Happy for you, but those are the voices. Her muttering about quitting
She's
war.
confused. She must have been surprised that she had come back to our side. It's like waking up after a long sleep.
We need to leave. We need to leave right now.
Leave?
Yes! Leave this very spot, this very town, this very minute. Clear out of Harper and never look back.
Why would we leave?
This town has been nothing but death and heartache for the both of us. And it feels as if tonight will be no different.
Elton pulls out the pocket watch he has hidden.
Now, I've been saving up my earnings, and after Mr. Bart's funeral today, I have enough for 2 train tickets to San Antonio.
San Antonio?
Yes.
You and me? Is this a big secret you wanted to talk about?
Yes.
Clara crosses to Elton and takes the pocket watch from him.
You said your daddy takes every cent you get from
I
Gravedigger.
don't give him everything.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. Not when I'm this close.
Please.
We're coming upon the witching hour, and I need to see her again.
Clara shuts the pocket watch.
I don't want to lose you.
Then stay with me.
I can't.
Stay with me, and we can be with our loved ones once again.
You're the only one I love.
Then stay. Sit with me.
She sits down on the ground. Elton reluctantly sits down beside her.
Thank you, Elton. Close your eyes.
She opens the book, turns to a certain page, and reads.
With contact made, with voices heard, our connection is most certain. Hear me now, my spoken word, and again pull back the curtain.
Clara, I don't...
Shh. She's here. I know it. Close your eyes. With contact made, with voices heard, our connection is most certain. Hear me now, my spoken word, and again, pull back the curtain. Elton?
Clara?
Yes, Rose, it's me.
Clara, get out of here.
What?
Get out of here now.
Rose, I don't understand.
She's coming.
Who is coming?
She's coming for you, Clara. She's here to...
Rose? Rose?
Hello there, child.
It's you. From the cemetery. What's your name?
My name is Amethyst.
Amethyst. What a pretty name.
Why, thank you.
Amethyst, where did Rose go?
Who?
My sister. Do you know what happened to her? She was just here.
Oh. Oh dear. She is gone, isn't she?
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm someone like you.
What does that mean?
I'm someone like you who was robbed. I'm someone like you who had something precious taken from me. I'm someone like you who will do whatever it takes to get my possession back to me.
What did you lose?
A family member, just like you. You lost your sister, didn't you? I lost my mother.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, sweet little Claire bird. So thoughtful.
What was his name?
You know his name.
Hunter Ward.
That's right. You shiver, girl. Why?
It's cold.
You don't like him, do you?
Well, I never
Please.
said...
Maybe you're not like me. Maybe you're just like them.
I'm not
Not like the degenerates claiming Quentin was a murderer, claiming poison ran through his veins. They took him from me. Just like your sister was taken from you. They misunderstood him, and it led to his death.
I know what it's like to be misunderstood. Having the whole town looking at you, thinking you did something unspeakable.
Like kill your sister?
I didn't kill my sister.
I know. I know the truth.
What?
We know the truth.
We?
Yes, we do. Because you see, we've all had something taken from us.
But you believe me. You know I didn't kill my sister? Can you tell me how she died? What was taken from them?
Why don't you ask that boy next to you?
Elton?
Yes. Elton. The gravedigger. The thief! He's the scavenger! He steals from everyone he puts in the ground! He's stolen from so many, and now we must steal from him.
Clara?
If you want her, come to the cemetery.
Walking through the darkness and the trees, we see Zachary, Emily, Ruth, Savannah, and Thomas holding a lantern.
Zachary Monroe, how is it that we are lost?
Savannah, for the last
You've lived
time.
here your entire life. We were in the town square, the center of this town. And now, we're lost.
Well, can you tell me where we are?
I'm asking you.
You all live in Harbor too. I don't hear any of you heading out directions.
It's too dark.
Tell me about it. Nothing looks familiar. It's like everything's turned upside down.
Upside down, jeez.
You two sound just like my parents.
Oh, hush.
Always carrying on about the most petty things.
Emily, hush. Stop moving.
Emily, hush.
Oh no.
Savannah may let you get away with it, but you do not talk to me that way.
Stop it, Emily. There's someone up ahead.
Oh no, not this again. If you think you can scare me again with your talk of Quentin Ward,
Emily continues walking ahead of the group. Ruth grabs her arm and pushes her back.
There's something out there!
Thomas, hold the lantern now.
I'm not falling for it again.
Who was that?
I don't know. Savannah?
Where are you? You're with Ruth. Stop, you're breaking my fingers. Sorry. Zachary?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Thomas, do you still have the lantern?
He does.
I do.
We've got it. Just trying to find a match. Everyone come to me, follow my voice. That looked like Old Man Knight's
But
dead.
it couldn't be. He's dead.
That's right. Burned in the fire and burned on kerosene by Quentin Ward.
Is he still here?
Well, Emily, I can't see anything right now, but I'll get back to you if I bump into him.
It couldn't be him.
And that couldn't have been Rose Bird we saw earlier, but here we are!
I hate Halloween!
It's Clara. That witch really brought spirits back from beyond the grave. First she kills her sister, then she brings her back. And for good measure, she brings back some of Quentin Ward's victims.
Have you found the matches yet?
Oh, here they are.
You see him? Is he out there?
Old Man Night Step or Quentin Ward?
You don't think he's out here too, do you?
Who knows who all she pulled back? These roads could be full of...
Shut up and get us home!
I'm not sure which way's which!
Thomas, what just happened?
The wind blew it out.
Did we not let that happen again?
It's the wind, Emily. There's not a switch for it.
Was that Mrs. Higgins?
I think so. No, it wasn't. Mrs. Higgins is dead. She was an old spinster bookkeeper for Mr. Bart who never went outside. It smelled like a basement. She's dead, and the dead don't come back.
Emily.
I want to go home.
Emily, shut up. Do you want them all to find us?
Oh my god, what is going on
I
tonight?
don't know.
It's the spirit world coming back. It's their night, Halloween, and we haven't seen the last of them.
There's another one coming. We need to move.
The group slowly begins walking away, huddling as close together as they can.
They're all around us.
The group begins to run as the laughter and the noises begin to increase. Finally, Thomas halts and the group freezes. They feel surrounded but cannot see anyone around them.
What do we do now?
Do you have any more matches?
Are you sure you want me to light it again?
Just do it.
Who's there?
Zach?
She's a crow, Elton!
Sorry, you guys alright?
No, we're not.
Elton, can you please explain what's going on?
They've taken Clara.
Who's taking Clara?
The dead.
The dead took Clara.
Yes, Quentin Ward is controlling them somehow.
Why did they take her?
An eye for an eye, I think.
What do you mean?
I stole from all of them.
You stole from the dead?
Yes, and now they're getting their revenge. If they had a ring, a necklace, anything valuable on them, I took it.
Why? Why would you do that?
My father forced me to do it. To make ends meet.
Where have they taken Clara?
The cemetery.
This cemetery?
That's where she told me to go.
Who told
The
you?
woman who pulled me out of Quentin's grave. His sister.
Elton begins walking away from the group.
But the cemetery's back the other way. Down next to Farmer Crane's land.
It's this way.
We've been lost the past hour. I don't
Wait. It can't be. This isn't right.
Elton, wait. Don't get too far ahead.
Where are we going?
They find themselves in the front yard of the Walker residence. Everyone but Elton looks behind them for shadows of the dead.
I'm home. But how?
This is your house?
Yes?
Elton, it's him.
Get down, he's seen us!
What are you doing here?
Quentin turns and begins walking to the house.
Hey, I'm talking to
Elton,
you!
what are you doing?
I put you in the earth. You shouldn't be here. What gives you the right to think you can come back here?
Quentin turns back to Elton and slowly drags his finger across his throat. He He smiles and begins crossing to the porch.
Dad! Dad, come out here!
Elton, are you crazy?
Quentin whips around to face Elton. Suddenly, Old Man Nightstep emerges from behind the group and grabs Elton. More members of the dead grab onto members of the
Let
dead.
me go!
Who's there?
Dad, it's me! Come out here now!
Boy, quit your yelling. Do you have any idea what time of night it is?
It's Quentin, Dad! It's Quentin Ward!
Elton, what? Oh, it's you. Of course it's you. How's death treat you, old friend?
What's he saying?
Somehow I knew you'd be back. You just had to get your revenge, didn't you? Wouldn't even let death stop you. I assume you're looking for this?
Eli pulls out the pistol from earlier.
Oh, you remember this, don't you?
Quentin begins walking to Eli.
What's your old man talking about?
That's what you came here for, isn't it? Remember taking this from me? You were so confident, so high and mighty. Told me, tomorrow night, Murdoch kerosene goes up in flames. You show up, this pistol will be yours again. By then, you'd taken my Helen away from me, my pride away from me. And what did I do? I took everything from you.
Your dad's a blasphemer.
What's so important about that pistol? He can't shoot him, can he? He's already dead?
I stole that pistol from Quentin's casket.
I showed up, remember? I showed up to Murdoch Kerosene, and you were so happy to see me. All your buddies inside, furious that Bart canvas. The word depression hanging over us like a cloud. But I was the only one out for real revenge. Revenge against you.
Dad, what are you talking about?
This man is the reason you're of her mother's death. Turned her into an adulterer. Complained all the time of having things taken from him. Take. Such a hypocrite. So what did I do? I took his life from him.
Dad.
Quentin Ward, the murderer. Quentin Ward, the first man in Harbor to have a date with old Spartan. Locked all his buddies inside Murdoch Kerosene and set fire to the place. Or so everyone thought. Come back for your revenge, hadn't you?
Revenge? Dad, what are you talking about?
I tried my best to burn him alive, but somehow the devil escaped. He escaped, but with months of him running his mouth off about the cruel injustice of Mr. Bart, no sheriff would ever believe him. He said he was innocent. No judge would ever believe that I, a novice widower, would find any reason to act with such malice.
Dad, what are you saying?
I'm the one who set fire to Murdoch Kerosene, not Quentin Ward. I'm responsible for the death of everyone in that factory 2 years ago. And for Quentin Ward, frying in the electric chair. And Quentin, there's nothing you can do about it.
Quentin is now face to face with Eli. Eli smiles. Quentin reaches up and grabs him by the throat. The lights come up to reveal Harper Graveyard. We see Clara on her knees, her face hidden from view. She snaps her head up as if just now waking from a deep sleep, disoriented and confused.
Where am I? Hello? Elton?
He'll be here soon, Clara Bird. Just you wait.
Where am I?
Harper Cemetery, where the souls who once flourished are now buried deep beneath the earth.
Why am I here?
Because I need you here. Don't be afraid, Clara. You've done so well tonight. I promise we're almost finished.
Finished? Finished with what?
Don't you feel it? The spirit world is becoming unsettled. It senses the curtain closing, Clara Bird. All Hallows Eve is drawing to an end. The spirits are desperate to get out.
What do you mean?
It's been 2 years since I lost my brother. And from that time on, I've sworn to get him back. I know you have felt the same. That's why I gave you the book.
Yeah, and I never should have.
But you did. And you succeeded where I cannot. It takes a true connection to bring meaning to words in that book. You are Clara the Witch, the town's black sheep, and the perfect candidate.
Perfect candidate for what?
You've seen death, even held it in your hands. Your boyfriend Elton has death in the very fibers of his clothes. Because of your association with the Grim Reaper, he has an ear for you. And when you spoke the words words in that book, my brother Quentin and the other victims of the kerosene fire came forward for their revenge.
But if he's back, then why do you still need me?
To act as bait.
Bait?
Once the sun rises on November 1st, all Hallows Eve will come to an end. The curtain will close, Clara Bird. Dear Quentin walks freely as a spirit now, but he deserves to be back in the flesh. Then all of those responsible will pay for what they did. But he needs a host.
A host?
My brother's body has been decomposing in his grave for 2 years. In order to continue past the sunrise, he must have a new body. And your Elton, such a strong young man, he will do well.
You're crazy. This is wrong. Let me go.
No, I can't do that. They're on their way now. And when they arrive, you will perform the final act to bring Quentin back to me.
No! Let me go, please!
If you help me, I will bring your sister back.
Rose? You can get Rose back to me?
It only seems fair. Right now, there are 3 girls traveling with your Elton. Any one of them could be the host for your lost sister.
But please, not Elton. Anyone but Elton.
One of the Monroe boys, then? Zachary, perhaps?
I think that...
I know how much your sister means to you. Why not bring her back? With your gift and the window for the spirit world closing so quickly, it would seem such a waste of an evening.
But
Bring my brother back, and I will reward you with this gift.
Clara contemplates the offer. She looks at Amethyst with tears in her eyes and nods. We now find Elton, Zachary, Savannah, Emily, Ruth, Eli, and Thomas kneeling in random spots in Harper Cemetery. They all appear to have woken from a dream.
What? Where are we? I don't like this. I'm cold.
I don't feel good.
This is strange.
Be quiet.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
Oh my god. It's the cemetery.
The cemetery? Quit your jabbering, Ollie.
Greetings. And a happy All Hallows Eve to you all.
Where's Clara?
She's preparing.
Preparing?
That's right. So you're the one, aren't you?
Do I know you, lady?
No. As a matter of fact, you don't, but I know you.
Oh, you do.
Yes, and I've waited a long time for this moment. 2 years to be exact.
Is that so? Well, do you mind explaining just who you are?
Sadly, there isn't much time. The dawn approaches.
Amethyst smiles at Eli and walks away.
Dad, that's Quentin Ward's sister.
She doesn't seem too happy about her brother being dead.
Do you still have that pistol?
No, they've taken it from me.
Why did Quentin want that gun so badly?
I tried to kill him with it after he told me about him and your mother. I wish I hadn't done it. When the police found him, watching Murdoch kerosene burn to the ground, they took the gun into possession.
Then how did it end up in his grave?
Pastor Hendricks threw it into the casket before the graveside service.
What?
The pastor said he wanted to allow him some defense in the eternal damnation of the afterlife.
Nelson, you jumped in before you finished burying him to get that pistol, didn't you?
Yes.
I'm scared.
It's okay. Everything will be fine.
Gravedigger, you better start making sense of this.
I'm just as confused as you
I
are.
just want to go home. I just want to go home.
Amethyst enters accompanied with Clara, holding the book from the beginning of the play. Amethyst leads her to a spot in the middle of the cemetery.
Clara? Clara, what are you doing?
Elton, I want you to know I love you so much. Everything's going to be okay.
I love you too, but what?
It will all be over soon.
She pulls out her book and opens it.
Clara, no. Whatever it is you're doing, stop now.
What's she doing, boy?
It's the only way.
Clara, no.
Silence!
The night, it wanes and dawn draws near. The souls, they wither on. The blood in the veins of those healthier now forms a novice bond. 2 lives, one cut short, laid to rest, now have a chance to rise. The dead, it seems, can reach beyond and make their sacrifice.
Clara? Zachary?
Savannah?
Something's happening.
Zachary? That wasn't you?
No.
Oh no.
At long last.
What's the matter?
Oh God.
Right along.
Clara, what is it?
If you're here, then that must mean that
Silence, all of you. Speak again, brother.
The lights slowly come back up. We no longer see Quentin. Elton, however, is standing on his own 2 feet with a wild, maniacal look in his eyes.
I'm back. After 2 years of true misery, I am here again, sister.
My dearest, my beloved, I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
What a night. What a glorious night.
you promised me. You promised me it wouldn't be Elton.
Perhaps I did, but I'm not the one who conjured the spell.
What?
I'm afraid you only have yourself to blame.
But you said this. You said it would be Zachary. You said you would bring Rose back and I could
You
learn.
must focus and keep the spell alive. He must remain in Elton's body until the sun rises, or I will lose him a second time.
Elton saunters over to where Clara is standing.
Clara Bird, sister of little Rose. My, what a stunning young lady you become.
Get away from her.
Elton, I know you're in there. Please stop.
Please stop. How polite. It's a shame your sister Rose didn't have those same manners.
What?
She only screamed stop before I killed her. No manners at all.
You? It was you?
Yes, and I thought surely someone had seen me do it, but no one did.
Why? How could you?
She stumbled upon myself and Mrs. Helen Walker one night and laid eyes on our sinful nature. I couldn't have her squealing on us, so I chased her down and had to silence her. It was just outside your home, too. The poor thing nearly made it indoors. If I'm not mistaken, it was you who found her, wasn't it?
Yes. Everyone thought. They all thought it was me.
My deepest apologies. I should have never done it. When I told Helen what I had done, she couldn't handle it. A few days after Rose finished to the ground, Helen took her own life.
You monster! Leave my boy alone!
Liar, Walker. I almost forgot you were here.
Oh, Quentin, I have dreamt of this moment. Here.
She crosses to Elton and hands him the pistol. He points it at Eli.
Kill him!
That's what this has all been about. Conjuring this idiot from beyond the grave just to shoot me? You could have just shot me in my sleep.
No. It needed to be your own kin who killed you.
What a coward.
Your entire family has been a curse on my life, taking everything away from me. You, your tramp wife, your boy. The Walker family needs to be eliminated any way possible. You're leeches, and I must stamp you out.
You know, I'd forgotten how much you whine. Take him, crown me.
Kill him, Quentin. Pull the trigger, enact your revenge.
Elton, no!
Silence! Focus on the spell.
Let your sister pull all the strings. How weak.
What did you say?
Elton reaches down, grabs Eli by the collar, and pulls him to his feet.
I say you're weak. If you want to be a man, then kill me like a man. For once, act upon something instead of complaining about it.
Eli grabs the gun and attempts to pull it out of Elton's hand. They begin to violently fight for it. Elton shoves Eli to the ground and points the gun directly at him.
Do it, Quentin. You have him. Shoot him. Shoot him and enact your revenge. There's still time left, but hurry. The dawn approaches.
Elton drops his arm holding the pistol. He looks at the gun in his hand a moment, and then lets it drop to the ground.
What are you doing?
I can't kill my father, no matter what he's guilty of.
What? Quentin, what are you saying?
Quentin's gone.
No. That can't be. You lie.
Look around. Do you see him?
No. The sun isn't up yet. What have you done?
Amethyst and Elton turn to Clara. She looks at them for a moment, grabs her stomach, and then collapses onto the ground.
Clara?
Elton runs to her. The rest of the group, now able to stand, confront Amethyst.
No, this wasn't how it was supposed to end.
Leave this place!
Leave this place!
Your brother is gone and the dead to follow him.
Your plan is ruined!
No!
Go! Leave! And never return.
Amethyst looks around at all of them and realizes she has no one to rely on. She backs away slowly, then turns and exits. They all rush to Clara and Elton. Eli slowly makes his way near them, but staggers as he does.
Clara, please say something.
What's wrong? What's the matter with her?
She's been shot. I shot her.
No, you didn't. You were possessed. It was an accident. We all saw it.
It was me. This is all my fault.
No, Elton, please don't say that.
Oh boy. Fault is all mine.
Elton turns to look at his father. Eli stumbles a bit and collapses to the ground. Zachary rushes to him.
Mr. Walker, you're right. What's the matter?
He grabs Eli's shoulders and then pulls his hands away. They are covered in blood.
Elton.
Clara, it's gonna be all right.
Elton,
What is it?
your father. He's been shot too.
What?
Go to him.
No, I can't leave you. You're hurt.
It's your family. It's not going to last much longer, Elton.
I can't.
Go to him, Elton. We'll take care of Clara.
I'll be right back, Clara.
Elton crosses to Eli and sees blood seeping from his left shoulder.
It's what I get, boy. It's what I deserve for taking so many lives. I murdered those poor people in that factory out of pure hatred and jealousy. I was responsible for the execution of Quentin Ward. I tried drinking it away my guilt, but it always catches up with you. I'm sorry for the things I've done.
Dad.
Don't mourn me, son. Just bury me deep.
Dad, don't say that.
Bury me deep, boy. I don't want there to be any way to come back to this hell of a world. Just bury me tonight. I'm sorry, Elton.
Eli takes a few more breaths and then dies. Elton stands, looking down at his father.
This can't be happening.
Elton,
Elton rushes over to Clara.
I'm fine, Elton.
No, you're not. There's so much.
Elton, I'm fine. I don't feel any pain. I don't feel... Where's Rose? Is Rose here?
No. Rose isn't here.
I've got to see her.
I can't lose you.
She's here. She's here, Elton.
No, please.
She's reaching for me. I can finally be with my family, Elton.
Please no.
No?
First my mother, my father, now you. My love.
Just like Cameron.
What?
I've said too much. Can't help you too much from this place.
Clara, please.
Let me go, Elton.
No.
Let me go. And leave this place. You said it yourself. This place is nothing but death and heartache for the both of us.
But if you're not with me, how can
I'll
I?
be fine. Leave this town and never look back. It's what you always wanted, isn't it?
I wanted to leave with you.
I can't.
So you get what you want and I get emptiness?
Elton.
Rose walks to Clara and helps her stand. Elton does not notice this interaction.
Thou art the grave where buried love doth live.
Clara, no.
Their images I loved, I view in thee, and thou all they hast all me.
Clara, I love you so much.
By now, she has risen to stand with Rose. Clara takes a few steps with Rose as the lights fade to black. The light returns. Morning has finally penetrated the black void of night. We now see Clara, lifeless, in Elton's arms.
Elton.
Is she really?
Yes. she's gone.
What are you going to do?
I'm the final bookend for her life. I've got to bury her.
We'll leave you to it then. Come on.
Zachary gestures to the group, and they follow him out of the cemetery. Savannah is the last one to leave, looking back at Elton. He turns to her.
Happy All Hallows Eve.
Savannah slowly turns and exits. Elton then picks up the body of Clara and begins walking upstage.